For some reason, I often end up with yarn tails that are too short to weave in comfortably. Hiding them was quite an issue for me until I discovered a little trick that I'm going to share with you in this tutorial. In the swatch I made for this tutorial, I trimmed the tails really short. Each of them is about 3 centimeters, 1 inch long. That's a bit of an exaggeration because in real life it's not very often that you would get tails that short, but I just wanted to show you that this little trick works on tails even as short as these ones. The whole idea is to hide the tail securely. To do that, it helps to use a needle that is a bit sharper than the usual wool needle, because we're gonna split the yarn to hide them, to make sure they stay, they don't pop out of the work. But if you don't have a sharper needle, then it's good too. You can use a simple wool needle, but try to split the yarn whenever you can. So here's how it works. Starting at the bottom of one of the tails, basically at the knot, run the wool needle through several stitches on the wrong side of the work. And you can go vertically, horizontally, or diagonally as you please. I will go diagonally so you better see where the needle goes. So run the needle through several stitches, and like I said, split the yarn whenever you can. That will ensure the tail stays put. And note that so far the needle is empty. It doesn't have the tail in it. And I did it on purpose. That's the whole point of this trick. So now that the needle is in the work, insert one of the tails into the eye of the needle. But don't go all the way through. Don't do that. That's bad, because then you won't be able to push the yarn tail through the work. Instead, leave a little bit of a tail just sticking out from the needle. And that's it. And then simply pull the needle through the work. Just like that. And pull it all the way through up until the tail pops out and the needle is empty again. Then relax the fabric to make sure you have enough yarn, and then the tail would somehow redistribute itself. And if the path that you created with the needle is long enough, if it's as long as the tail or even longer, then you won't even have to trim the tail. So the tail is there, and it doesn't show on the right side of the work, so it's safely hidden. If you deal with several colors, like this swatch has 2 colors, and of course you have tails in different colors, then same way as you would normally do when you weave in tails, hide the tail of the a certain tail in the area that is worked in the same color as the tail. So my golden tail is gonna be hidden right here in the area that is knitted in the golden color. So I do it the same way. I trace a diagonal path through several stitches, and I split the yarn whenever I can, and then I simply insert the tail into the wool needle. And this one won't go because it's too thick for the eye of the needle, so I'm gonna give it another try. Okay, that's better. I leave just tiny bit of a tail sticking out, and then I pull the needle through the work up until the needle has no tail in it. And that's it. That's how you hide short tails. Now these little tails don't seem that scary anymore, right? I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon. You guys make these tutorials possible. To become a patron and to download this tutorial as a set of step-by-step photo instructions, follow the link in the description. Thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Thursday.